Hello! We chose to do our project on these robots called Starship Delivery Robots. And Starship is indeed the name of the company, and Delivery Robots is pretty self-explanatory. They are robots that deliver things. My name is Erica.
My name is Sneha.
My name is Catherine.
And we will get right into the presentation. You go.
Here's a video that we found that's pretty helpful to understand what these robots do and how they work and how they interact with people.
If you've been walking around the streets of Southwark in South London recently, you may have spotted one of these. The UK capital is just one of several cities in 15 countries across the world where these autonomous six-wheeled robots have been tested. Their mission? Delivering takeaway food. They've been developed by Starship Technologies, which has partnered with several major delivery companies, from Just Eat in the UK to DoorDash in the US. But how do these things navigate the streets? And are people in a busy city like London really prepared to share their pavement space with a robot that's about the same size as a suitcase? And what happens if the robot meets challenges along its route? I want to try and find out by putting a Starship robot to the test. It's late morning in London, and the FT's European technology correspondent, Alia Ram, fancies a pizza for lunch. She places her order on her smartphone using the Just Eat application. The order is then received at a pizza place near the FT. The pizza is made as usual, but rather than being given to a human being on a moped, it's loaded into the bowels of a Starship robot. During the testing phase, the robots are accompanied by human walkers who observe their progress.
The robot has a number of different sensors: ultrasonic, which is what you find on the back of your car when you're parking, radar, time of flight.
Okay, so what happens if I walk in front of it now? How's it going to get past me?
What will normally happen in this position is it will wait a while, see if you move.
Excuse me, would you please let me pass?
So what if I'm some kind of prankster and I don't want to let it pass?
So if you just stood there indefinitely, it will either try and get around you, and if it can't get around you, it's going to find
a different way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the robot has mapped every single pavement in the local area, and if one of those pavements is blocked, it will find an alternative route.
How long would a robot like this take to deliver a pizza compared to a traditional human driver on a moped? It's going to be slower, surely.
At the moment, it's a little bit slower. Yeah, this robot is best suited for those very short distances.
There are other limitations as well, aren't there? It's got wheels, and presumably it can't get to some addresses where there are stairs blocking its way.
So the robot can go anywhere where, say, someone in a wheelchair can go.
The robots, I'm told, are 99% autonomous. That means there are control centers of human beings monitoring them in case something goes wrong.
The robot has the 9 cameras. We had one occasion where someone was looking at the robot. We thought they might want to try and steal it. We sounded the alarm and they ran away immediately. When these incidents like that have happened in the past, totally random humans have come to the robot's aid to help out, which is really something quite amazing in this robot-human social interaction.
Alia, meanwhile, can track the robot's progress on her smartphone. The pizza arrives at the FT after just 25 minutes. Alia is then notified by an alert on her phone, and she collects her lunch without having to tip a rider. Starship's robots are already operating without human walkers in Estonia, in some towns in the US, and in Milton Keynes here in the UK. Artie Heinle is the co-founder, chief executive, and CTO of Starship. He's best known for co-founding the video call service Skype. But he has big plans for his delivery robots.
Next year, we will drive everywhere without people following robots.
So even in a densely populated urban area like London, this time next year, we may be seeing these things operating independently.
That's true. We will start scaling this year. In 5 years, there could be 1 million robots.
That's a big increase in Starship's global fleet, which today stands at just 150. Starship also says the business will be profitable in just 3 years. But are the company's ambitions realistic?
What if councils kick up a fuss about it operating on pavements? We've already seen councils resist the bike sharing apps that have launched in okay, dockless bikes that stand on pavements, they've objected on the basis that they're a nuisance. I think a lot of it will depend on what kind of clearance they get and how people respond to them. Currently, there are only 20 of these robots in London. When there are hundreds or thousands, the reaction might be quite different.
The robot turned heads, but people reacted positively to it, for now at least. And some hurdles remain before we see fleets of them operating independently in busy cities across the world. Daniel Garahan, Financial Times, London.
So, Starship Robots have been described as a revolution in local delivery because everyone gets food delivered. They are revolutionizing food and package deliveries and offering people new services that will make their lives easier and much more efficient. This robot implements artificial intelligence, machine learning, and engineering in order to make the product a success. It was launched in 2014 by the Skype co-founders Audie Haenla and Janice Friss and operates all around the world. Their headquarters are located in San Francisco and their main engineering office is located in Estonia. It proved to be a very successful company and it gained about $17.2 million in funding in January 2017, just 3 years after the company was founded in July 2014. The goal of these robots is to quickly and efficiently transport goods to the customers using a mobile app, and they move at the speed of a pedestrian, making them very safe and convenient for consumers. So these 6-wheeled robots are powered electronically and are reducing our carbon footprint. These robots are also very cost-effective and cost-efficient and can be used for many tasks, including food and grocery delivery. Starship Technologies offer many job positions in areas such as finance, the mobile application team, the server team, operations in Europe and the US, and the support and deployment team. These robots are also incredibly well designed, and they're designed to carry items within a 4-mile radius and weigh no more than 100 pounds. The company was launched in cities including Washington, D.C., Irvine, California, and Milton Keynes in the UK. And it's also very safe and easy for people with disabilities to use.
So obviously for a robot like this, you're gonna have to have spent quite a bit of time on the design and development section of it because each part of the robot was designed specifically for a specific purpose. So in 2014, the company itself, Starship, was founded, and then they spent about a year designing and coming up with what they wanted to do before they launched the first prototype in 2015. So the robot itself is a little autonomous, compact robot, and it specializes specifically in food delivery simply because it's challenging its opposition, such as Uber Eats and DoorDash, etc. And it was basically to see whether or not people would be interested in having a robot deliver their food rather than an actual person, and whether the cost would outweigh the benefit. So 2016 passed, and by 2017, the robot was tested in over 100 different cities across the world to see how it fared in different societal and cultural dynamics. Currently, as of 2020 in March, the robot has been launched permanently in 6 cities, which means that currently in 6 cities there are these little white compact food delivery robots going around and interacting with pedestrians to deliver food. So it's kind of a glimpse at what might be coming in other cities. So it's pretty interesting to watch happen. So the robot itself travels at a moderately slow speed of about 4 miles per hour in order to make sure they don't cause any havoc upon traffic or the pedestrians walking themselves. However, due to this speed, consumer satisfaction for the Starship robot has been dropping due to people wishing for their food to come faster, as they normally might be able to get with Uber Eats or DoorDash. Typically, the wait is about 30 to 45 minutes, depending how large your surrounding area is. And so in NAU specifically, that's the time due to the fact that it's a 1.5 mile long campus, and some of the students say that it's quite a bit of time to wait when they just want to have a quick bite to eat. So in order to interact with this robot and get your food delivered from it, you have to download the Starship app itself, which you can find in the App Store, I'm 99% certain. And from then on, the consumer would be able to track where the robot is at all times and get a rough estimation of when it'll be delivered at your door or at your apartment complex. So after the consumers order their food and the robot arrives at the location, they have a specific thing on the app where they're able to unlock the capsule, which is just there to provide security for the items within it in order to make sure that no person coming by the robot would be able to open it and steal it. And so in order to provide the security, the team developed a code and provided a secure design that enabled it to hold food and discourage any stealing. I'm sure if you took a sledgehammer to it and slammed it a couple dozen times, it wouldn't hold up, but at the same time, there's cameras on them and you'd probably get arrested. So really probably not worth the $6 hamburger that it's transporting. So where is this product being used exactly? So as stated earlier, it's currently being employed in 6 cities at a consistent day-to-day basis. It's being tested in other cities, but it's not like it's there every single day. It's more like trial periods. However, it has been incorporated in many, many, many college campuses, including our very own one at ASU, specifically the Tempe campus, where recently in 2020, they launched about 40, I believe, of these robots and to see how their students and staff reacted to them and how much they use them. So consumers, specifically with physical disabilities, say that they really enjoy having this Starship robot because it makes their life easier whenever they want to get food dropped off to them or just have a bite to eat out. Because they say that in the past, whenever they had to go deliver, like pick it up specifically, that sometimes they ran the risk of running out of battery or just something happening to their wheelchair, wheelchair specifically. And so they said it makes them feel more secure and safe just because they don't have to worry about that risk anymore when you order with the robot.
So why were these Starship robots created? Simply, these robots were created to make people's lives easier and more efficient, specifically for people who are too busy to go out and get food for themselves, or people with disabilities, like stated before. So because of these robots, people no longer have to get food on their own or have to get small packages of food on their own. Instead, they can use this robot to get food delivered straight to where they are and have food wherever they are without having to travel. The goal of Starship Technologies was to make deliveries a seamless experience for all their customers and to have to see how people would react to more robotic robots helping humanity with simple day-to-day things. It was meant to make people's lives easier and more efficient. So Starship at NAU. Currently, a lot of these robots are based on campuses like NAU. NAU is the second university to introduce these Starship robots, 300 plus of these robots to its campus. These robots have helped increase students' convenience to get meals and small grocery meals to their dorms or to their, to the part of their campus that they're on. And they also help to promote different restaurants around campus. These robots also are now overseeing dining services in 700 plus different colleges and universities around the nation. So Starship company job positions include accountant, senior mobile developer, senior backend developer, senior core backend developer, field assistants, operating team lead, robot and customer support operator, operations site lead, robot operator on campus, robot technician, and different design people to design the 3D map that the robot creates, as stated in the video beforehand, so the robot can understand where it needs to go and when.
So these are our sources, basically just to give some more credibility to what we've been stating in the presentation. We have some news articles and then a source taken from the actual Starship site itself, and then some more information with NAU and an outside source about Starship technology in general. So yep, that's about it.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you.